Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to see you all back here where my name is Sophia and I'm talking to you about my medical school experience and what I did to get into medical school and the tips and advices and also my road to success to make your life easier because I'm gonna make mistakes and I'm gonna tell you how to prevent them. So there you go. Today we're talking about medical interviews and how they are structured in Australia and how to ace them. I'm gonna provide you sample questions and sample answers. I think this video is gonna skyrocket, hopefully. So if you like it, just like it, yeah, the thumbs up. Because I would know to make more of those because there are literally hundreds of questions of interview. I'm not going to make 100 questions today, but I'm going to do 5 and the most common ones. And I'm going to tell you about my experience. So let's go. So basically, the way the medical interviews are structured in Australia is very different to international students versus local students. So for local students, they have MMI, which is basically like different stations where you go and do some tasks, like sometimes very weird ones, but also answer the questions. But I'm gonna talk to you about what the international students go through. For example, like me, what we're going through, just basically scenario-based questions and personal questions. And I remember on my interview, I got asked like 5 questions and also a scenario-based question, but it was just talking. Whereas in MMI for local students, they have to do some sort of different stuff. I don't know about it because I didn't do it, but I'm gonna talk to you about just questions. So basically, first question that I had was, why you wanna do medicine? Yeah, very good question. Probably it's gonna come up in your interview as well. So how did I answer it to get into medicine? Let's see. Okay, so you asked me, Sophia, why do you want to do medicine? What did I answer? The simple answer is like that. Well, I see myself as a person who always likes to develop, and I think the field of medicine is constantly developing. There are emerging new technologies, new spheres of this of the medicine, and I feel like it will suit me. I like to learn. I'm a constant learner. I'd love to learn all my life. I'm very interested in all aspects of medicine. That's first. Secondly, I am a very hardworking person, and I think helping people and working in the medical field will help me to satisfy this need of mine that I want to feel valuable and needed for other people. And thirdly, I believe that medicine is for me based on my characteristics because I'm a very kind and open-hearted person who likes to communicate with other people, who likes being around other people. And I think for a doctor, it's so vital to be a people person, to like being around people and to spend time with them. So I believe medicine is for me for those 3 key reasons that I just stated above, and also it's my passion. Yes. So this is the sample answer for this question. Next question that I got asked one day was, how have you overcome failures? Okay, let's see what Sophia will say. I used to always overcome failures in my undergraduate degree because when I first came to Australia, I wasn't as successful with my grades. I wasn't very I was failing next to failing subjects, and I realized that in order to achieve anything, you will always face failures. The failures are inevitable step of development. So I realized that, and I adapted to the new situation. I adapted to the educational system. And to me, I think making mistake is growing and it's learning. So I even when I apply for jobs and I don't get places in placement programs where I want to really participate, even with volunteering, I understand that the time hasn't come yet and I still need to learn and grow. And I just understand that this experience will still bring something to my life, and I just have to take the positives out of the situation rather than the negatives. And I believe every experience is vital for me, for my life, and there is not experience, non-experience that is bad experience. They all add up to your baggage, and they all are helpful to you in some way or the other. So yes. So that's the second question. All right. What about third question that they asked me? The third question that was asked to me was, how have you ever been criticized, and how have you reacted to that criticism? Okay, this one is a good one because it shows you, it can show you how can you adapt to new situation and whether you can improve yourself. So we'll see what Sophia answered that time. So I answered that yes, I often get criticized quite a lot, especially in my family. Whenever we were doing some task, I was doing some task or the other, even the home chores. I got to clean something or do something, and then my family would criticize for how I do it, and then I would just accept that. I would be feeling quite angry, but in the end of the day, I was thinking that, you know, it's all for my learning and for my growing. So I can take criticism very rationally. So with criticism, I'm just calmly and patiently understanding why the person doesn't like it, and I am very open to all of the feedback, because in the end of the day, they just making my life better because I can improve. And if that criticism is from jealousy or bad feelings, I understand that's how the people are and I can't change them. So there is no way to criticize rather than accept it and move on. So this is the criticism question. Number 4. The fourth question that I was asked was about the Aboriginals in Australia and rural health, because my university specifically, they focus on rural health and Aboriginal population. So I was asked how as a doctor you could improve the life and healthcare of Aboriginal people in Australia. So I said the following. I said that Aboriginal people live in a lower socioeconomic environment and in very rural towns. So what doctors can do, they can go and work there for some time in a shift way, for example, like for 2 months or 3 months, and that can help the accessibility of Aboriginal people to the healthcare system. But also I said that it's vital that there are certain social packets and that can help the rural healthcare system and rural and Aboriginal population to have a better level of care. I think, yes, that was a scenario-based question. And number 5, yes, number 5 what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths? So the weaknesses and strength, I had to think a lot about it, but of course I prepared in before. So for my strength, I said that I was hard worker, punctual, and I stick to what I sign up for. I'm very respectful and diligent. For my weaknesses, I said that um, I can sometimes be too hard on myself and sort of not being perfectionist, but expect too much from myself and from others. And I try to keep it easy and accept everyone as they are and the situation. So that was my weakness, I think. So these are the interview questions that I got asked. Now my tips to you. Guys, prepare for your interview. I cannot stress this enough, but don't go unprepared. You have literally internet with websites. You have YouTube where people talk about what were the questions and what were the answers. But try to be as genuine as possible. If you saw from my answers, I always brought examples of my life, from my life, and how I really feel about that. Don't be perfect. Don't try to appear what you're not, because people will feel it. People will feel the vibe that you are fake. You don't want that. You want to impress people in how you are, in your own unique way. So please, please, please prepare, but also even improvise on the spot and the same day when you have done the homework. So don't improvise without having done the homework, but improvise when you have done the homework, because you have the background on what you're gonna talk about. Second thing is dress as nice as possible, like me today. See, I am very casual, smart casual. I'm very, say, my hair is on point, my makeup, maybe not that bright. Don't do very bright makeup because you're not going to the club, you're not making a YouTube video like I am today. But dress very nicely, smell very nicely, and do something. That's a good advice. Do something that will make you stand out from the crowd, because think about, they have thousands of people that are coming to their interviews. And do you think people remember every single one of them? No. They will remember the people who stood out, who said something interesting, who improvised, who were genuine, who looked interesting. I'm not saying look funny, but for example, what I did for my interview, I didn't just do my hair straight so that I look like normally. I did like a fancy, like a hair, something like this. I'm gonna show you, like something like this, and I put like what do you call it, like a rubber band, which was very pretty and it was very bright. So I looked different. I didn't just come with my straight hair. There was an accessory that show my character, show my uniqueness and individuality that you want to come across with. Yeah, you want to come across as a persona. You want to come across as a separate individual who wants to do medicine. So my tip is be unique, prepare, but also practice with your people. Practice with family, practice with friends. I made my aunt ask me questions, and she was monitoring my answers when I was preparing, and she would always give me feedback. So that's a good one. Just make sure someone who can imitate the interview with you. And then thirdly, on the date, arrive on time. Don't be late, never. It's like a red flag. Be very polite, smile, ask questions after the interview if something really interests you. Don't just ask stupid questions that you already know the answers for. If something really interests you in that medical school, ask. For example, I asked about where they have their hospitals based, because I was genuinely interested where they are and I didn't know. So show some interest, and then thank them for their time, and thank them for the interview, and maybe make a compliment about the school, or that you love the place if the interview is going to be at the school. So yeah, that's all for me today. If you want to know more questions and answers about medical interview, please comment below, because if you don't, I don't know whether you want it. So oops, my camera just did this. Yeah, stay tuned and thank you. Bye.